So last year I ended up getting suspended for like 3 days in September. It was right before I started this YouTube recording and uploading. So what had happened was hey guys, welcome back. We had a pretty good week. We had like 34 sales for just over $2,000 total. So we're going to review that. Also, I want to talk about something that happened to me last year. I want to share with everybody. Okay. So last year I ended up getting suspended for like 3 days in September. It was right before I started this YouTube recording and uploading. So what had happened was, we'll start out from I had 3 strikes last year. So we'll start out with the first strike. So last year, my first strike, I picked up this card game called Star Wars Against Humanity, and it had like a little hologram on it. I mean, it looked legit to me. So I listed it on eBay for like, $20 bucks, whatever it was. I paid like $2 for it. Listed for like 20 bucks, and then within a day it got pulled. And I got an email or a message saying that eBay pulled down my listing for counterfeit. It was counterfeit, or something was wrong with it. So I was like, okay, whatever. So then like, I don't know, like what, 3 or 4 months later, midsummer, I had these minifigures, like they're like Lego minifigures, but they weren't Lego. So I put all that in the description and tried to sell them, and they got pulled down for being counterfeit again. So I'm like, oh man, that sucks. I wasn't even thinking about the other occurrence or that. I wasn't thinking too much about it, man. I was kind of ignorant with the rules, on that stuff. So then, in September, I found these shoes right here at Salvation Army, and they had them marked 200 bucks, man. So, and they look good, dude. They look real good. I mean, I'm no Nike expert, but, I had the tag. I cross-referenced the tag. Found some that had sold online just like it, man. I mean, just like it. It sold for like $500-600 bucks. So, like, screw it. I'll drop 200 on it. I'll pay up. So, you know how I do. I paid up. Listed them. They sold like same day for like $550. I was ecstatic. Couldn't believe it. So, they had to go to the authenticator. So, I was thinking, oh, well, if it don't pass authentication, then it is what it is, Nah. Didn't pass authentication. Well, guess what? That's my 3rd strike. So I got suspended for 3 days because of that, man. I mean, I had no clue. I know now. So I'm going to share with you guys. So hopefully it doesn't happen to somebody else, man. It's not paying attention. So, I was reminded by this the other day because I showed you in one of my hauls last video that I picked up this Cards Against Humanity expansion set. It was this. And kind of, I don't know if it's coincidence or we're just not supposed to, list anything Cards Against Humanity or anything against humanity, but same kind of thing those Star Wars were, right? Star Wars Against Humanity got pulled. This expansion set got pulled for counterfeit, man. I'm like, dude, it's got the freaking hologram on it. So I know that I'm not gonna list any more Cards Against anything, dude. So you guys might just, maybe it's already on the Vero list and I don't pay attention. I didn't go through the whole Vero list on everything. I don't even know where to start with that. So this. Don't buy it, don't list it. So needless to say, from that point moving forward, I've been using check for any Jordans, any shoes that I think might get flagged for authentication, or that I think might not be authentic. But primarily Jordans and Air Force Ones. Those are the 2 Nikes I sell most of the time. So yeah, it was a lesson learned, man. That really sucked. So yeah, that really sucked, man. Not being able to list. It feels like you don't have control of anything at that point. When you're rolling, you feel like you got control of everything, man. And then you get suspended, boom, no more control. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't get caught like that. Don't get caught up like that, man. Ruin your business. All right, first up, we had this Penske timing light. It's like an old one from Sears. It was made out of metal. It was chrome. I thought it was pretty cool, man. I picked it up for $5, sold for $15. I think I sold in like 2 weeks. So here's a Barbie doll I picked up at a swap meet for $5, sold for $20.69. Now this is pretty cool. This is called Bubba Blade. It's like a cordless electric knife. I'm not sure. I think people doing catering probably use it, but I've never seen it before, man. I picked it up for $35, and it sold like in 2 days or less for like $100, man. All right, here's a golf club. Paid $6, sold for $15. This one had been around for a little while. All right, here's a Denon amp. I think I showed it to you in one of my hauls like couple months ago, and it sat around, man, because with receivers, man, I gotta go through I do the full testing on them, so I don't always get to them right away, but as soon as I tested everything, man, it all worked. I paid $40 for it. It sold for $180, man, like next day, so it's pretty sweet. Next up, this crow's foot is a Mac Tools crow's foot. I paid $1 for it, and it sold for $13.50. Alright, this Hot Wheels right here is sweet, dude. It's a Troy Lee Designs. I got it from my buddy Jimmy. Super rare. I'll put the details right here, man. So I probably walked away with like 80 bucks out of that deal. So, you know, how do you want to look at it? How much money you want to put down? You know, I mean, I'd rather throw down 200 bucks and make 80 bucks on it than throw down like $10 and make 20, you know, or make 30. I'd rather do that, man. Get more chunk at once. You know, you get that original investment back, so what's the big deal? All right, here's a golf club. This thing sold 2 times, man. The first time I listed it, it sold pretty quick, and the dude filed a return. The reason for his return was he said, I didn't realize it was a left-handed club. Man, the first 2 letters in the listing say LH, and then the last word in the listing was left-handed. So, yeah, that guy paid for the return. He paid for all that, man. Doesn't make much sense to me why he would even pay for the return. He ended up paying like $22 for returning a $26 club. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, as soon as I got it back, I relisted it and sold the next day for full price. All right, here's a club. I paid $6 for this club and it sold for $18 within a few days. So here's a set of Mizuno clubs. I paid $46. They sold for $107 in about a week. So it was okay, you know, decent return. So here's another set I bought same day as that last set. Paid 60 bucks for them, and they sold for $135, man, and that was in a few days, so that was okay. I'll take that. Next up is this Star Wars model. I paid what, $7 for it? I paid $10 for it. It sold for $17. So not the best buy. I was actually helping one of my buddies out. I bought a bunch of Star Wars stuff from him. Not the best buy I ever made. All right, next up is this TaylorMade R7 4-iron. I paid $3 for it, and it sold for $20 in one day, man. So that'll work. All right, next up, I sold this pineapple. I paid $12 for it. It sold for $55. This thing's actually pretty cool, man. I'll put a couple more pictures up here, but yeah, that was not a bad little sale. It was only listed for about 3 weeks. So baseball gloves were selling. Sold this mitt for $17.99, man. I think I paid $5 for it. Another golf club sale. Phased wedge. Never even heard of the brand. I paid $3 for it. It was like brand new, man. I picked it up with a whole bunch of other clubs last weekend at that swap meet haul that I showed you guys on last video. So yeah, it looked new. I never even heard of it. I couldn't find any comps. So like, well, you know what? I'll just list it for $20. See what happens, dude. Sold the next day. This is a Barbie I picked up last week for $5. Sold for $19. All right, that's everything that sold during the week. All right, so now we're gonna get into the weekend sales right now. Check out these Rambo guns, man. Picked these up many months ago. I think for $5 at an estate sale, and they just sold for $40. Picked this Dungeons and Dragons book up for $4. Sold for $20.69 in one day. These Braun replacement blades. Paid $1. Sold for $13 and change. This Pac-Man game, I probably would not buy this again. It's been in my store for about a year, actually. It's one of my very stale items. I paid $6 for it. It just sold for $12 international, dude. So, get it out of here. Alright, baseball bat. I paid $4 for this. It sold for $9. Been in my store for way too long, man. I would consider that a bad buy. Alright, this lunchbox. One of my friends turned me on to this when I was at the thrift store. I thought it looked like a decent deal. I paid $7.50 for it, and it sold for $15. I thought it was just kind of cool, man. More a cool factor than anything. Still got the right thermos in it and everything. I thought it was neat. Actually, I thought I'd go for more money, but it didn't. But yeah, still made money. Paid $6 for this wedge. I got an offer for $15 yesterday. I took it. Sold this TaylorMade club. Paid $6. Sold for $14. Here's a TaylorMade burner wedge. I paid $3. It sold for $36. There's a TaylorMade RAC wedge. Paid $3. It sold for $20 like in one day. I picked up this whole lot of AMP wrenches for $5 a piece. This one sold this morning for $16. Actually, the dude sent me offers. Like, I have them all listed for $20 a piece, man. And this dude sent me an offer for like 6 of them for like $15 to $17 each. So I was like, screw it, I'll just keep accepting. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Hour later, comes back and says, oh, can you cancel 5 of those 6? I just want 1 of them. So I was like, alright, dude. A little disappointed. I was hoping to get rid of those things, man. I've had them for like 6 months or so. Alright, this clock. It's an old Sony clock. I paid $10 for it. It sold for $26. I had it listed for like 2 weeks. And not big money, but hey, get it out of here. It was actually sitting around in my pile. I wasn't sure if I wanted to list or not. Little Star Wars dude. I bought a whole lot of them. I paid $3 a piece for them. Is what it broke down to. This one sold this morning for 17 bucks. Paid $1 for this Volkswagen Rabbit manual. Sold in 2 weeks for like $18. Thought it was pretty neat. This Lexus battery tender. I paid $5 for it at swap meet. It sold for $18 like in 1 day. Alright, this is like a partial home security system. It's missing like a siren. It's missing something. I don't know. I detailed everything in the listing. I paid $2 for it and it sold for 20 bucks. Alright. Wagner Ware Magnalite. That's what we're always talking about, right? A lot of times you'll see these, they'll be all polished up, man. If they're polished and shiny, they go for like $2.50. I paid $17.50 for this at the thrift store, and it sold for $180 in 1 day, dude. Maybe it was $170, yeah. Sold for $170 in 1 day, so hell yeah, man. That was kick ass. That was actually this morning, so can't complain about that one. So yeah, guys, we're doing all right here, man. Still trying to keep it rolling. I'm ready for March, dude. Last year, March was my best month of the whole year. And it's got to be from tax money. So, yeah, I've been trying to get my store stocked up with those high-dollar items, man. Get those high-dollar sales popping off next 2 months. So yeah, keep watching, man. We'll keep rolling, you know. That was another good week, you know. Once again, we got just over $1,000 being deposited in my account, so that's a good thing. We'll keep on that trend, man. I've been bumping up my listings to 7 to 10 listings, and we should start seeing some more results from that coming up, man. These numbers are going to start increasing as we go along in the year, all right? So, once again, guys, thank you for coming back. See you next time. Later.